Huawei adds another mid-range offering to its North American lineup, and it's definitely a looker. But before we can put this golden beauty through its paces, we have to get it out of the box. I'm Juan Carlos Bagnell for Pocketnow, and here's our first impressions on the Huawei GX8. Really interesting packaging, folks. The phone is cradled sideways in the box, flanked by the papers we never read, and a pack containing the AC adapter, micro USB cable, and a pair of really cheap earbuds. No, seriously, these just kind of feel like a waste. Apple EarPod-style buds which do a terrible job of blocking out surrounding noise in your environment. If you want to listen to music on your phone for the sake of your hearing health, I'd highly recommend picking up a cheap pair of buds or cans which can do a better job of sealing up your ear canal. Back to the phone though. Huawei again impresses with a wonderful build quality that could easily pass for a flagship phone. The GX8 is almost identical to the international version called the G8. For some reason, we Americans get a super edgy X in the name, but it doesn't signify any significant difference which we could uncover. The specs are pretty common territory in this price range. Our review unit came packing a Qualcomm 616 chipset with 2GB of RAM, 16GB of storage, and a 3000 mAh battery at the unlocked price of $299. This is $100 more than its little brother, the Honor 5X, which we recently reviewed. For that extra cash, we get a nicer aluminum shell, softer corners and edges, a graceful taper to the rear casing, and the seams are terrifically finished in a way we didn't see on the Honor 5X. It's less boxy and fits in the hand a little easier considering both phones have the same 5.5-inch sized screen. We also see improvements to the camera, adding hardware optical image stabilization to the 13-megapixel sensor. We can see this results in a larger module, but it doesn't push the camera lens cover out with too awkward of a bulge. The top of the phone has the headphone jack and secondary microphone, and Huawei loves drilling holes into the bottoms of these phones, though we only get one speaker on the right-hand side of the device. Unlike the Honor 5X, there's only a single pin tool tray for SIM cards in the memory card slot. You can use this tray for either 2 SIMs or to have a SIM and a micro SD card, but you can't have all 3 at the same time. And of course, the fantastic fingerprint sensor returns. Just setting it up now and training a couple fingers, Huawei still has one of the fastest and most accurate solutions for biometric unlocking found on any phone, let alone on a mid-ranger. The initial first boot did take a bit longer than expected, but thankfully we have a minimum of setup software to troll through while logging into our accounts. But then we get into the software. Huawei's EMUI skin is one of my least favorite ways to use an Android device. This iPhone-inspired organizational style, a phone without an app drawer, just feels cluttered mixing app shortcuts and widgets. And we have an iOS layout for the notification shade and the quick access menu from the lock screen. All of this is running on top of Android 5.1, so thankfully you can install a different launcher. But a new-ish phone in this day and age, we'd certainly have appreciated a Marshmallow update. Huawei's theme does match the phone hardware really well though. Golden icons for pre-installed apps is a sharp look when viewed opposite the golden phone body. The skinned icons look classy, but it does kind of fall apart once you start installing more apps. Happily, it's another mid-ranger which doesn't hit you too hard with pre-installed value-added software cough cough bloatware cough cough. Facebook, Twitter, Amazon Music, Kindle, and the Up Health Tracker are the only apps outside of Huawei and Google services you might need to ignore or uninstall. But now begins the testing period as we put this phone through its paces. There's a lot we can predict with this hardware, things like gaming prowess. But will we see much lifestyle functional difference over other less expensive phones? And how might this beauty compete against more expensive fashionable mid-rangers like the HTC One A9, which sells for $200 more? Stay tuned, folks! Our full review of the Huawei GX8 will be on the way soon. As always, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more reviews and editorials, and hit that thumbs up button to help us out with a little extra positive reinforcement. For Pocketnow, I'm Juan Carlos Bagnell. You can chat me up on Twitter and Instagram as Some Gadget Guy, and I will catch you all on the next review.